Yep.
All right, let's call Jenna. This is a woman who you met in person, which I got to wonder. I mean, aside from the fact that on the dating apps, you can sort of reach more people, like the numbers game would work in your favor, I got to wonder if there's a higher percentage of success when people meet in person than when they do on the apps. I got to think it's higher because you're really meeting somebody in the wild. You're actually judging what you know what they look like. You're judging that in-person chemistry. You know, that person had to make a decision to give you their information. You kind of know what you're getting. So I'm a little surprised that you met in public and then you went on a date that only lasted 10 minutes and then she left you sitting there. She ditched you after all that.
Yeah. I thought we had a connection, which again, you know, you can kind of feel in person. But then, yeah, that happened. And so I'm baffled. Like, I don't even know how to wrap my mind around it.
I'm going to give you one more chance, Stefan. Did you do anything ridiculous?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You know what I mean? What can I say at this point? I didn't say anything hot topic or
Kiki's going to be very angry with you if we get I've asked you now several times.
That's right.
What sort of freaky stuff you brought up in the first 10 minutes that led her to actually leave the venue, and you're telling me nothing. So I'm going to believe you, which I may regret. But let's call this woman Jenna now. Good luck.
Hello?
Hi, is this Jenna?
Yeah, this is her.
Hey, Jenna, good morning. My name is Fred. I'm calling from the Fred Show, the morning radio show, and I have to tell you that we are on the radio right now, and I would need your permission to continue with the call. Can we chat for just a second on the air? Do you mind?
Sure.
Okay. I know. It's a little bit strange, but thank you so much for your time. We're actually calling on behalf of a guy who says he met you and you recently went out. His name is Stefan. Do you remember meeting him, I guess, at a bar or something, and then going out with him?
Yeah.
Okay. So he reached out to us, Jenna, and said that he had met you and he was attracted to you, thought there was chemistry. He admits that you went on a date and that you left within 10 minutes. You just left him sitting there and then blocked him and have not communicated with him since. What happened?
Yeah, well, I left because he didn't respect me.
Let's see, here we go. Now, why didn't he respect you? What did he say?
He was late. And that's just like the biggest red flag to me. Because if someone doesn't respect your time, they don't respect you, period.
Oh, wow.
He was late to the date. How late was he?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's kind of irrelevant, but he was over 10 minutes late. And I was waiting, and I was like, okay, we're done here. Like, I don't have time for that, literally.
Okay, so
like,
he's let's call it 10 minutes late. He's 10 minutes late to the date. You guys sit down. You stayed for 10 more minutes, and then as opposed, I'm not saying this is your fault, but instead of saying, hey, I'm offended that you were late, that was rude, you just get up and leave. You don't even give him any explanation.
Because I didn't want to hear a bunch of excuses, because I'm like, if this wasn't important enough for you to make the time to plan properly to get there, what are we doing? Like, this is a first date. Like, impressions matter, and he didn't bother to show up on time. I mean, honestly, he should have been early, but I would have taken on time. But I sat around waiting, and then he showed up, and I was honestly already planning to go. So it was only because, like, he caught me still there that I, like, stayed for a few minutes, and then I was like, you know what? This isn't worth it. Like, I'm not going to be able to get past this.
I mean, I agree that first impressions are important and that you can't waste people's time and that he should have been, on time at least. But I mean, things do happen. It's the first time you guys, well, really the second time, but like the first time you guys had planned to do anything. I mean, traffic and there are things that can come up.
Well, he should have planned for that.
You've never been late?
Come up, but this is the first date. Like, this isn't like we've known each other forever, and he could have also texted to say he was running late.
Yeah,
he could have done a lot of things.
He could have communicated,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I've been on a lot of dates, and honestly, it's a good tell. And that's a red flag for me because it's the least they can do. Do you know what I mean? Like, life is too short.
Okay, but what about like a restaurant, right? They give you a grace period for your reservation. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't that apply to dates too? Like a little bit of wiggle room, I would assume? Like, kind of?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry.
I mean, I
just feel like you have to have a line, and I have
Wow.
certain standards. Oh. And to me, respecting someone's time is like super important.
Yes.
I mean,
and so can't even do that.
A text would have been nice. Like, that's courteous. That's the courteous thing to do. Hey, I'm running late. Especially if you're going to be like over 10 minutes. So I feel you on that part. But like, girl, this is a bit dramatic. To get up and leave because the man, he could have, you don't know what could have happened. He could have got caught at a train track.
And all he has to do is text.
Well, but he didn't say any of that.
Yeah,
I gave
he didn't say anything.
Now, hold on, Stefan.
He didn't say anything. okay.
Let me let Stefan say something here, though, because you haven't said a word, Stefan. What happened? Why were you 10 minutes late? And why didn't you let her know that you would be late, and why?
Man, most of that was parking, honestly. And also, I'm like in the car. And I just didn't have, I've been like texting, driving, also looking for like a spot and stuff. I didn't think that was going to be the thing. I'm like, that's crazy to me.
I just don't think you like him that much. Honestly, I just think maybe you weren't that into it, because this is inexcusable. This happens. Like, this is not, he wasn't an hour late. He wasn't, he didn't no show. He didn't, I mean, I agree he could have communicated, but like, I think if you really like this guy, Jenna, then you might let this go to at least get through a full date. Cause it's also not polite just to leave someone sitting there either. I mean, I'm not saying that, again, he shouldn't have been late, but you can't just get up and leave people.
He did it to her.
No, he didn't.
He left her sitting there for 10 minutes.
He was parking. Do you know how hard it is to find a parking space?
Do you know how easy it is to text somebody? Oh, please. Kiki, you were on TikTok while driving.
Who said that? That is not true. But 10 minutes late is not a reason for you to get up and leave the date. Like, that's very dramatic. He didn't communicate with you about the park, but you didn't communicate with him what your issue was. You ghosted the man. That's very immature, in my opinion.
And you could have said to him, hey, look, I don't appreciate that you were late. I'd appreciate it from now on, moving forward, if you're not going to be on time to let me know or whatever. Because who knows, maybe the date goes great, and maybe the next time he's early, or maybe everyone's got their thing.
Right.
And I think all you had to do was talk about it. But for you, non-negotiable, Jenna, like it just doesn't matter.
Non-negotiable. I just feel like it's a first date. Like, you should have planned better. You should have planned ahead.
Yes.
Like, if you can't give me the basic respect to have, like, plan this out. He said he was excited to see me. He picked this restaurant. Why didn't he look at parking ahead? Like, I just feel like I'm so sick of men who can't take care of themselves.